Good afternoon and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Naresh Pal. I'm the Program Director at TCS Ion Academy. I will be your host for today's webinar. Now I introduce our moderator, Mr. Surjit Mishra. It's the marketing initiative for Ion Digital Manufacturing Solutions currently. We will be talking to this today for the discussion on streamlining manufacturing operations using digital technology. He has 22 years of experience in TCS, playing various roles in business development, service delivery, software product engineering, group sales head. He is a student of marketing management and international business. Now I invite Mr. Surjit Mishra to start the conversation on how to streamline manufacturing operations using digital technology. Over to you, Mr. Mishra.
In this session, we have invited two distinguished experts to understand the benefits of digitization of manufacturing operations from them. So it is my pleasure and honor to welcome and introduce our speakers. So the first speaker that we have is Mr. Dinesh Ved Pathak, who is the CEO and Skilling and Training ACMA Center of Technology. From the inception of ACT, he has nurtured and has a close connect with organizations to develop their core abilities and assist them in reaping many rewards and accolades for the same. Today, ACT offers programs spanning MSME companies to large companies with basic, foundation, advanced, engineering excellence, zero defect, and zero effect information technology. Export program and new product management programs to help them become a global supplier. Mr. Dinesh Ved Pathak is a MTech in machine design. He has completed fellowship in manufacturing from University, UK. Last 17 years, he is working with ACMA, presently in the capacity of CEO Skilling and Training. For his mentorship, more than 100 companies have benefited and excelled in their performance. He is leading the ACMA Center of Excellence at Sonipet. The second speaker that we have is Mr. Kalyan Raman Ganeshan. Him also to this session. And Mr. Ganeshan is the former SBU and corporate head. He has 40 years of experience in leading and consulting manufacturing companies in India and Sri Lanka as Executive Vice President, directing and advising brand leaders in tire, battery, solar, and air springs industries. He is a certified assessor, CII SIM Radar Model Business Excellence Model Awardee, and also a Six Sigma champion from GE and also champion in advanced energy conservation and management. So welcome to you, Mr. Ved Pathak, and welcome to you, Mr. Ganeshan.
Yeah, welcome and thank you. Good afternoon.
So,
to everybody.
Good afternoon, sir. To you, Mr. Ganeshan, what is the mindset of the user of digital technologies in MSME segment, and what is the change required as manufacturing?
Every change brings with challenge and opportunities, and every change can be embraced if you have the right mindset and attitude, and every change can be converted into huge success if you have the right attitude. In the current last about now 30 years back, India is ushered into the globalization environment, and during that period we always were getting too much, what do you call, we used to be very, wondering how these Japanese are doing this, how this country is doing this, what they were doing. They were giving good products which were consistent, nothing, but we were so inconsistent. We were getting very, very surprised that how something can be made consistently. And later on, a lot of efforts have gone in terms of learning. Though India is a big advantage by its heritage to learn and knowledge. It's an India is a knowledge country. That is why in case of information technology, India has left had a great leap forward. And in case of manufacturing, we always had this doubt, because in information technology the investment is only brain here and knowledge. What I mean to say, brain means knowledge, gray matter. Here you have to put money first, then you have to look for return on capital. This has been in India before this globalization. People had a method by which they used to get their money in advance and also invest also. And later on, when it became, I'm very candid in my words, because just to provoke a positive thinking in everybody's mind. Later on, when it came to invest and earn, then the doubt started coming in: whether can I take this risk? Business is nothing but taking every business, even living itself, is taking a calculated risk, assessed risk, and take the risk which is more, where you are very familiar with the risk dimension, and where you can manage well. Here in this today's atmosphere, MSMEs for the past many years have been, many of them have already, but it's a huge number in India, MSME, and they contribute to the GDP in a very big way, and they also contribute in terms of employment in a very, very big way. So it is highly imperative that this sector take a very good mindset change. They bring in a big way, that a tipping point kind of thing, that we will embrace these new technologies, new way of doing things. What is new way and old way? Old way is do and correct. New way is ensure you do only correctly. That is prevent defects. That's a simple way. I used to say, quality, in Hindi, we used to say, that do it and correct it, or correctly do it. In English, put it that way. Okay. So how to do correctly? It's not a very difficult thing with especially with the digitization, digital technology and the digital platforms and the digital gadgets in our hand today. It is very much, very, very, very much easy to do it. Yes, but and you have to do it gradually, step by step, one by one. What is the most important area for any business? Customer. If I have a right customer, if I give him the right product with the right consistent quality, assured quality parameters, I will have repeated business, and I will have value proposition recognized by the customer. Then I will have my business growth. There is no big secret in this. But to do it, how to do it? Somebody is doing, you find how he is doing. That's called benchmarking. And don't get today, when we talk about mindset and world-class manufacturing. World-class manufacturing is what world-class means. You do something in the market, others are buying on their own, preferred markets or preferred products. How they achieve it? Because not only by only advertisement, it is because of the consistency in the product or service they deliver. The customer gets, even it happens to us also. So the key word is bringing consistency in manufacturing. Consistency in manufacturing is bringing down the variability. How to bring the variability? Bring variability down in your incoming material. Ensure variability is reduced to the minimum or eliminated in the in-process level. Then ensure no variability exists when the product goes out and performs in the customer hand or the customer intended usage level. All these can be today what we call it in quality management system, activity, like from the task, activity, sub-process, process, subsystem, and system. Today in the IT environment, enabled environment, today at the task level, I can have a mobile phone. At the activity level, I can have multiple mobiles connected through a WhatsApp group or something like that, connected. Second thing, when I go to a machine and man interface, I can have a SCADA, PLCs, connected system. Then when I go to process level, system level, I can have ERP. Then when I go to business process, a large system, then connected through IoT and this. So this environment is available. So for MSME, this is a high time to become world class, embrace these new technologies, have a mindset change that can I do, what should I do now? This is the right time to do. There is no wrong time to do right things. And this is especially the corona driven, this challenge is a very good opportunity for MSMEs to rediscover themselves, and this kind of programs also are going to benefit them a lot in terms of rekindling their thought process and motivate them. I hope with this I conclude. Thank you.
ACMA has helped MSME to streamline manufacturing operations. What are the quality norms and the best benchmarking processes for MSME, and how digitization helps them towards achieving the same?
Yeah, I thank you, Mishraji and Ganeshanji. I think Ganeshanji has rightly said that we should have a right mindset and we should have some activities and all that. To take the thread forward, I think ACMA is supporting the MSME and the large companies also for improving their basic levels. And I just want to start my discussion with the MSME or any large company, we should bring the basics to the normals. And some of the key parameters I can just give you that any business, we have two parameters. One is that I should have a growth and I should have a profitability also. Now, if you consider these 2 points, what we need to understand is that we should have a streamlined operations, not only productivity or quality in the production area, but we have to see the entire business stream, receipt of the RFQ to the sample submission and regular customer orders. What ACMA is supporting here is that we are supporting the companies to streamline these operations in the areas of productivity, quality, cost, delivery, and customer satisfaction. Now, if we see that what we are doing today, I think 90% of the activities we do manually. And whenever there is a manual intervention, there is a skill requirement. And also the time gap will be there because decisions will be taken manually. Now, to take your question forward that how digitization will help these companies, my views are like this. Today, we are putting a lot of skills requirement, and if a person leaves that company, that skill also goes with them, with these people. So my first point for the today is that we should identify the business processes where the skill is required. And whenever there is a skill, there is a cost also. So skill is proportional to the cost. Maximum skill, maximum cost is required. So the SMEs or companies have to identify where are the skill areas, and we should initiate the process called de-skilling. I will just give some of the examples. Say your receipt of the raw material or counting of the materials. Now that needs a big skill, that what is the quality of product, what is the quantity, what is the receipt, what is the delivery schedule and all that. Now a lot of efforts are going on there. Now digitization, how it will help, and we have done a lot of exercises in the companies also. See, it should be a connected enterprise. The word here is that connected enterprise means once you enter X data in a system, that should be floated across the system, and not that we should have isolated or silos of the systems. So digitization is going to bring out those essence of the skills required and will support us to de-skill. Second example I can give that we have a lot of data available today from various departments, various machines. Now, if we have the only one data available and we do not have the trend of the data with respect to the benchmarks like Ganeshanji said, and with respect to targets, I think decision making will be very impossible because a human brain cannot analyze the data very quickly and take the action. So my thoughts are, let us connect the enterprise, let us analyze the data and give the rights to the system. So my decision making today, it is done manually. Let the system decide. And suppose system decisions you are not happy, you can always modify the system decisions. Say example, your inventory. For example, today inventory attributes to around say 55 to 65% of the sales turnover in any company. Now, suppose you are controlling the inventory through manual mode, there will be mismatches, there will be shortages. Suppose you utilize some of the softwares already available, some of the ERP systems in the company. I think you can get the data on the fingertips, and there can be auto triggering for the purchase orders or scheduling. So I think we have to come out of all the skill requirement from all the companies, understand what are the skills required and where are the gaps. And let us use the latest technologies like mobiles are there, gadgets are there, softwares are there, RFIDs are there, barcodes are there. And another mindset is that it involves huge cost. I don't I don't agree on this point, because you start with a pilot project and let us understand what is the ROI of the system. But you have to take a call. Is my customer satisfaction is important, my image is important, or ROI is important? Like safety, there can be a safety requirement where you have to invest a huge money. So you have to take a call. So I think both are proportional and parallel. We can find a media way that where I should invest. So to conclude my opening remarks, I will suggest that please prioritize your skill areas where you have pains, and now adopt some digitization methods, and we can get the gains very fast. So this was my thoughts as opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Dinesh Ved Pathak. Also, sir, please share from your experience cases of the shop floor where you have seen reduced breakdown and improved inventory and manpower costs with the use of automation and digital technologies.
Pardon? Yeah, so ACMA has supported. You are saying something, Mishra ji? Okay, so ACMA has supported around say 1500 manufacturing units in last say 15 to 20 years. And we have a lot of case studies. Let me share some of the few case studies because time is short. So inventory. Now ACMA has developed a company. I can share the names also maybe after this program. That why we hold the inventory. And basic inventory norms are that we will have 10 days inventory, 20 days inventory. We have created companies where the total raw material, WIP and finished goods all put together inventory is not more than 1 day. Now imagine the inventory turn cycle has gone to 365. So you are able to rotate the inventory every day. Now what are the advantages? Advantages are that there is no quality problems, there is no old material, there is no traceability required. So I think this is one of the things, and that company we suggest for the companies that reduce your incoming store, reduce your FG store, and reduce your WIP. Now, second question is that how automation helps. There are 1,000 examples are available. See, why to automate? That is a basic question. So my answers are like this. Whenever there is a fatigue requirement, whenever there is a cycle time very short, like say 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or you have to lift heavy material. So I think in that case, automation helps. ACMA is driving a lot of programs for automation. One of the example I can quote as a piston manufacturing company, 24 people were operating one of the line. And we have not used any robots and all that. We have just used the basic pick and place systems and rotation system, indexing systems, and some of the sensors to check the quality. Now the 24 manpower has become to 2 manpower. Now just imagine how much productivity we are able to improve by this simple called low cost automation. The meaning of the low cost automation is that my payback period for my investment is around 1 year or less than 1 year. And this norms is quite accepted by the companies. Another example I will give that I said in the starting that basic manufacturing, if you bring to the normals. So there is a gear company which was operating on a batch mode, and we redesigned the entire company layout on a single piece mode. The company rejection has come down by 85% without approaching for a quality improvement program. Now that company operates very healthy, their bottom line is improved. One more point regarding the cost, there are benchmarks available. If a value addition to the sales, like there are 100 people, that what should be my sales turnover. The basic thumb rule is that one employee should generate at least minimum 1 crore as a basic starting point. Suppose today you are at 50 lakhs, you can take a target of growing to say 75 lakhs. But the world class companies will have the ratio like this: one man will generate 2 crore sales turnover. Now, where from this will come? Because these are the hidden losses and we have to reduce the losses. Automation is one of the factor. Automation will not give you this kind of growth, but there are a lot of losses like cash flow management, inventory management, entire logistic management. Only machine improvement will not work. Regarding machines, Acma has developed a program called Lean Machines. Now, I'll just give example. The machine is coming with the from the supplier as a fat machine. You have air conditioners, you have hydraulic chillers, coolers, and all that. Now, you don't need all that because these machines were designed in Germany and cold countries. Now, India itself is a hot country, so we don't need that gadgets. So I think if you lean not only the production levels, if you lean the machines also, I think a lot of energy saving and a lot of cost reduction will happen. So digitization will going to help you. So you can automate, you can digitize, you can take the data from the machines, and I think you can take the decisions. So I think I will be able to quote many more examples maybe after some time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dinesh Ved Pathak. So you mentioned that connected systems can enable us to achieve at zero breakdowns. Please share your experience from such environments, please.
See, I had the good fortune of working with TPM initiatives, and we also got many, at least when I, in my own tenure, about five plants, we got TPM award and TPM consistency award also. And TPM philosophy is on zero defect, zero accident, zero defect, and zero main breakdown. And the TPM is a philosophy. You take any one kind of any initiative. It is not that some people take world class maintenance and some management, and somebody say takes TPM. You need some theme on which you work towards achieving excellence, and excellence is a continuous journey with continuous improved processes, continuous improvement in attitude as well as actions. Okay, and in the context of talking about how this see anything which is working in silo, this has been proved in research in management schools also. This is called localized optimization always leads to destruction. So local optimization is not a good good approach for any business. So what is the opposite of that? Integrated approach. Integrated approach also brings in a team, what do you call a teamwork, but the team has to compete to cooperate. See, normally what happens in every company, we always say you become better than that department, this department. This is how we create a competition. But that becomes sometimes people get possessed, and like the proverbial, if I cannot increase my length of my line, you try to work reducing other fellow's line. That cannot be that is self-defeating. Rather, we should have that again getting back to the mindset. We should create a mindset where the approach is only to become better every day. Okay, today 1 inch improvement, tomorrow 12-inch improvement, and another day leaping. Every day you cannot have a innovative jump. It's not neither feasible nor advisable. Okay, so mindset should be gradual improvement, everyday improvement, and learn from the mistakes. Mistakes are the best way to learn. Others' mistake is a very, very smart way to learn. Learn from others' mistake, you don't commit the same mistake again. So that means how does it happen? That comes through learning, and learning again comes through today's digitization gives enormous amount of learning opportunity within the organization, because the connected world, you Google through enabled HR enables the the of appropriate knowledge amongst all the employees, and especially in terms of MSMEs, the keeping multiple experts in the same function is impossible because it will be very expensive. So at the same time, keeping only one guy with multiple multi-dimensional, what do you call, the multi-skill, also is not very easy. It is easy said than done. So what you need better is to have good cooperative environment created. For this, the leadership has to play a very vital role. Many times in India, leadership always feels that keeping people, competing with each other with a little bit of suspicion is better to manage the business environment, which will not be working to the advantage of becoming a world-class company. I worked with corporates. I am also engaged with many, few at least very good MSME level, companies. And wherever we have changed this mindset, I have seen those companies have done exceedingly well. So there is and connecting the systems, connecting the processes only in manual mode is almost impossible, which was the case about 30 years back. After the advent of digitization, it is much easier. Today it is very easy rather. You can't see a mobile phone without few WhatsApp groups. Maybe for what purpose they are using it is different. Okay, some people use it for sharing what is the entertainment today. Some people use it for good purpose also, for sharing knowledge and other things. So there is enabling systems are there, enabling gadgets are there, enabling environment has to be created by the leadership, and people by and large should embrace, so that company or the system gets standardized in its approaches, in activities, in processes, so that the consistency remains and the basic condition remains all the time. Like Mr. Dinesh was emphasizing, in manufacturing, basic condition maintenance is exceedingly important. Basic condition bigger jata means, changes bigger, then you have the problem of variability comes in. Once variability comes in, quality become inconsistent, then it leads to customer dissatisfaction, warranty problem, whatnot. Whereas if you are focused that, and every process is connected, every system is interconnected, what this system, one process or one function does is well appreciated and well known to the supporting function, the organization will thrive in the execution. That Larry Bosidi's book and Ram Charan's book, he calls it, the smell of the place. Smell of the workplace will be fantastic, and the customer, when they come and deal with the company, will feel the smell is very good. So I would love to deal with this company. Then there will be more orders. Then the company prospers. This is how the prosperity. I always say, poverty cannot be shared. There is no method. Prosperity can be shared, but prosperity has to be created. And for this, today's these enablers are there. I wish that all of us, today discussing, plus the people who are listening, become fully convinced that India's time has come in the world. Already it is waiting. Already we have to catch that opportunity with a lot of confidence. Use these digital platforms and digital gadgets and streamline the processes, streamline manufacturing, achieve consistency, bring, today China is not known for quality, it is known for quantity. Japan was known for quality, known for quantity. I'm not, anyway degrading anybody. I'm just saying what I know as my perception or facts. So India should become a destination or a creator of quality products. We have done it in mobile telephony, very cheap cost, very highly accessible to even the lowest of the societies, the social strata people. Similarly, we can achieve highest quality consistency in our products, so that world comes to us, knocking to us, please give quality product from India. We want to buy. I have seen some sectors which are doing, and this is the right approach we should have. And system integration, process integration, enabling using this, digitization, platforms will definitely make it very comfortable, easy, and we are doing it also in some sectors. But we should become India, all India phenomenon now.
So
Thank you.
thanks, Mr. Ganeshan. So Mr. Dinesh Ved Pathak, you will agree that in manufacturing organizations, we typically see two kind of cycles: procure to pay, order to cash. So what systems can we bring in which we can integrate these cycles? Can you throw some light, please?
Yeah, I think what you said is absolutely right. So I want to say here is that we should always start from the customer. And without customer satisfaction, nothing business can grow. My guru, Mr. Narasimhan, always said that customer satisfaction is possible when there are happy employees. And I will pick up the thread from Mr. Ganeshanji also. You cannot achieve any growth without your happy employees. Now, how to make the happy employees? I think I will start that you have to develop your team first. You can say staff development program or anything. But unless there is an environment created inside the factory to blow your mind to think positively, I think that any cycle is not going to work. So I suggest that let us establish a basic manufacturing where people have all the data availability. There are no wasting time in searching. Just to quote that, maybe 20 years back, we were searching for the tools and the products and the dyes and all that. Now today, I think everything is available quite well. Now what is missing is that data is missing. The right data in the right time is missing. So I think we have to make an environment where data is available and your cycle of procurement to pay or order to cash. I think you should start always from the order to cash. That is my view, because unless you supply the material to customer, you cannot pay to the supplier. So my views are that please start from the customer. What is the expectation? What are the requirements? In our ACMA terms, we can say CRV, customer requirement validation. I will just throw some light onto that. Unless you validate your requirements matched with the customer requirements. For example, there is a drawing of the customer. There are 100 parameters are there. And there are some other parameters which is called implicit requirements. Customer may not mention that I want only no sharp corners. One classic example I'll give you. He will not mention that I need this much radiation, this much dimension. Now he may say that your production packing should be nice and neat. Now I think these kind of requirements also you have to inbuilt in your quality systems. And you should start driving from customer end to your finished goods area, then to your manufacturing area, then to supply chain. I think this entire business stream, if you plot opposite way, I think the success will be very much faster. Now, to do that, we have to start implementing the basic practices. For example, your line layouts, your single piece flow, your machine conditions, like Ganeshanji said that, see, digitization is not going to help you unless you have stabilized the indicators in your company. Say, example, blood pressure is varying every day. You cannot take a part in any games. So bring your blood pressure down. See, your quality problems, breakdown problems are going up and down. Your shortages are going up and down. By only making digital data on a computer screen, nothing is going to happen. So you have to improve that data, that quality, that breakdown, that inventory and all that. Stabilize first. Now, once you stabilize, I think you can digitize the activity to make further improvement, to give a proper numbers. The basic manufacturing system establishment will reduce your cost by 60 to 65%. These are my experience from last 20 years. Suppose you add into that another factor called digitization, you can add another 10 to 15 or 20% of the cost reduction. So I think we should start from order to cash. So unless we start from the customer end, I think the whatever the growth you are expecting or whatever the cost reduction improvements you are expecting, that is not possible. One more example I'll quote here. See, not only digitization, but I think you have to have environmental care also. Like Ganeshanji was telling, if the smell is coming. So I think any company, it can be a casting company, it can be a press company, you have to take care for smell, pollution, noise levels, maybe sweating levels. I have seen companies in a welding shop. There is a company in Chennai. Welding shop is air conditioned. Now imagine how much improvement that company may be making. I just want to quote one example. Employee involvement is one of the major factor. The world standard Toyota says 48 suggestions per man per year. And you will be surprised to know that this Chennai company, welding shop floor is air conditioner, 137 suggestions per man per year. Now, Indian companies are also grown companies. I will not say that Japanese quality is always good. Yes, Japanese quality is always good. But I think I am very Indian and I want to say that with the basic examples and the experience, there are a lot of companies who have already excelled and they are supplying to the global leaders. So I think India is not a market for the right now. Global market is the India market now. So previously there was a concept that export quality and local quality. I think this mindset has to go. There is only one quality for which customer pays. And that should be our mindset now. And to have that mindset, my guru always said, we should have a zero tolerance system. Quality system is mandatory. But unless you have zero tolerance, for example, there is a small 1 micron undersized job is there. Now somebody will say what happens in 1 micron because functionality is okay. I think if you don't kill this mindset, that problem there, you cannot get consistency and a good culture. So to summarize, let us build a world-class culture. And the definition of culture is all people follow say X system, then it is called a culture. For example, suppose one dustbin is dirty, I can say there is a specific problem. But if your entire shop floor dustbins are overflowing, it means that you have a bad culture in the company. So ACMA has a lot of programs called undesirable practices or say bad practices, hygiene level improvements. I'm not promoting ACMA here to be honestly. You can go with any god. India got 33 crore gods because one god can handle only 4 people. Now Kalyanji also said, Kalyan Ramanji also said that you can adopt any system, TPM, world-class manufacturing, or you can design your own system. Nobody stops you. Finally, you have to see that am I improving on day by day? Is my rejection is better than yesterday? Is my quality is okay? Is my customer is getting satisfied? So I think these are my thoughts.
Thanks, Mr. Thark. We are nearing ending of the discussion session, but before we conclude, I want to understand, Mr. Ganeshan, what is the way forward for MSA to the audience?
First and foremost is we should have the, as Mr. Dinesh was saying, kisi se kam nahi. No, we are not lower than anybody in terms of our ability to deliver. Number one. Number two, we can win. We can together make it happen. With this mindset, it's a holistic approach in terms of customer to service to the customer, give the customer the best possible. Okay. Best possible doesn't come with the highest cost. This mindset should go. Actually, when you try to do the best possible, your cost goes down. That is a fact. This has to set into the organization from top to bottom very strongly. Now, in the process, as I was mentioning, always has been a constraint in terms of how this is communicated, how this is measured. What you don't measure, you cannot manage. And how this is prioritized. See, for example, India has got a very big advantage in terms of other countries, the developed countries, where the manpower per se is, in a very big, small band of cost. You cannot get below, say, $10 per hour guy in USA, for example. Whereas in India, you can differentiate the skill-based job, tasks, where I'm giving a very practical example. Suppose a machine is there, a hydraulically operated, say injection molding press, for example. You have injection molding press. When you load the material into the press, then then it injects and makes the product out. Then product comes out. Then you pick them up and place them and take them to some other place for verification or inspection. In this entire process, if you map it, you will find there are issues, areas where you need, you can use digital gadgets very, very effectively, and also do certain things manually. Like, you don't have to use a very expensive digital gadgets to just carry the material to one place from one crate to another crate. Whereas in US, you have to necessarily to put a conveyor or a robo or something. In India, that advantage is there. We can marry low cost manpower also with a highly efficient automation, and both can be joined together, because today the man can have handheld devices, even an uneducated person for that matter. Nowadays, many of our workers are well educated. I'm just saying, even if he is trained, he can, you tell him, press 1, press 2, press 3, this thing, or a color thing, he will do it. So the kind of integration of processes and activities to ensure consistency and also collect information real-time basis and for management decision making. See, I always emphasize on three things, three Ds. One is data, documentation, and decision. See, if any process, any business process should always rely on authentic data, and data is the fundamental. And the more you get it real-time basis as well as from the real sources and reliable sources, then you should document it. Documentation, instead of using manual, if you use computerized environment, digital environment, it is so much good. And today, if you have data, when you enter it, even wrong data cannot be entered nowadays. There are programs available. Intended, what you call, data damaging or something cannot be done very easily. So those things we should take benefit of. Then what happens when it goes to customer, the product or service, the customer feels the consistency is there. If the customer feels the service delivery or the product usage is meeting the required things from the product or the customer he intended for, then naturally, as Mr. Dinesh was saying, customer is the God. It's not a slogan, it is a fact of life. Without today, what happened? The last 3 months, we have seen that nobody was buying so many things. Those industries have just stopped working, like travel industry. Nobody was buying tickets in airlines. So the airline, where they cannot just fly the aircraft for the fun of it. So you have to have customer. You should have demand. The demand comes from the necessity is fulfilled consistently, and the customer gets the confidence, the user gets the confidence, and this is the product, this is the service I am looking for, and this is the one I'm ready to pay. And they get used to it, they pay for it without any. I have worked with market leaders like in the olden days also, Dunlop, which is a brand, synonymous brand. One time there was something called tire means Dunlop, Chappal means Bata. There are, synonymous brands. So how it happened? It happened only because they have performed their products were produced in such a way. Without, in those days, there was no digital this thing. Why I'm saying this? Without that, it could be done. With these digital enablers, how easily it can be done. One has to imagine. So MSME के लिए ये belief आना चाहिए. ये नामुमकिन नहीं है. ये बहुत आसान है. Means it is easy. It is doable and must be done. There is no choice. It should be a preferred choice that we will do quality products, we will deliver quality service, we will, as an industry, embrace these, available contemporary technologies available to us in terms of all these gadgets as well as the digital platforms, and use it to make India Atmanirbhar in terms of Indian, as he said, not only for the India's requirements as well as the global requirement, and make our country great, and we be proud citizens of India. This is how I would love to conclude, and thanks for this opportunity to TCS and as well as by Mr. Dinesh to be give me an opportunity to discuss with him. He is a very very well recognized person in the industry. Thanks a lot.
Mishra ji, you have to
on Swachh Bharat and also on Atmanirbhar theme, sir, including remarks Mr. Ved Pathak.
Yeah, so see, my guru and ACMA drives a program called Hospital Clean and Garden Green. So let me give my thoughts like this. See, what is hospital clean? Whenever there is an operation, lot of gadgets will be there. There may be some of the blood will be there, some of the little you can say material of the hospital will be there. Now, whenever you perform in the company, actually, what happens in the company? Only two things are going day in and day out in any company. Only material is flowing in the company day in and day out. So it is a repeat activity. Material comes, it gets processed, it gets packed, and it goes to the customer. Now, I think for MSME or SME or any company, please streamline your layouts. It is very simple. It is not a big cost. You can take a thread and a paper and you can map as a spaghetti diagram or a thread diagram. Now, what activities are repeated every day? Why we should have worries? Decide where to store, how much material, and have discipline. So, my first takeaway for the today's program or some of the guidance from my side: what activities you do day in day out, please standardize. Number one. Number two is that don't make your shop floor as a store because we have a habit of creating stores inside the shop floor. Shop floor should be like a hospital room. Only required material will be there, only required people or doctors will be there. Third point, now you know where are the bottlenecks in the company. It is very simple task. Which machine is failing and why it is failing? I think you can take a call into that. Now, important parameter like Ganeshan also said that. See why you are doing business because you want to give a delivery to the customer. So I think please start with giving 100% delivery to the customer every day, every minute, every hour, and maybe with the same quality. Now, to do that, you have to streamline the manufacturing operations. Now, to do this, first you have to develop your employees. You have to make them little more knowledgeable, little more trained, and I will say little more happy also. So, along with customer satisfaction, please have one more parameter called employee satisfaction. Now, unless your employees are satisfied, their basic needs are very limited. Let me tell you they need roti, means khana, kapda means a good uniform, and makan means a very clean and neat factory. I think any MSME can do that. So I think if we do that, do the staff development people, and now you map entire process where the skills are required. If you try to de-skill that either by simple methods or by digitization, by automation, I think we have win the match. And I have full confidence on our Prime Minister's what he said, Swachh Bharat and Atmanirbhar. I am very much happy with my MSME sector because these small people actually make a big contribution in the GDP. Maybe 80 to 85% MSME contributes to the India GDP. And I think ACMA is ready to provide a support, and there are so many other associations. Please go to a proper doctor. And last example I want to quote that suppose I got a temperature. Now I give a tablet to you and I say I will reduce your temperature by say 1 degree or say 1 Fahrenheit. Will you be happy? No, you want zero, normal condition. So, like rework, PPM, I think this has to go from our mindset. A small dent, small damages, small shortages. No. And I want to tell you the one story from the movie Super 30. There was a batch of 30 people, and the 31st student got only 1 mark less. And I like that movie because he said, no, you got 1 mark less, like 1 ppm. That's why you are rejected. So the ppm cannot be said that you are a 10 ppm company or a 50 ppm company. 0 ppm, zero accidents is the right word for MSME, and this is possible without any much investments. It needs only strong desire, strong trained people, and strong leadership. I think if you have these three constituents or three contents, I think we can win the match and we can become Atmanirbhar. So this was my from my side. Thank you very much, TCS Ayan and the other panelists and my colleague Ganesh also. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mr. Ved Patel. So, check, do we have any questions from audience?
No, still there is no question, but I think we have all the questions for you. I'd like
Okay.
to thank you and thank
Okay.
the August speakers, the participants for an engaging webinar. And I wish you a great success in particular endeavor. With that, I, Naresh Pal, sign off. Thank you once again very, very much for your kind presence and taking your time out for this.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe and be happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for the key insights. Thanks.